Hello everyone, Krydax here. Welcome back to our Nullius playthrough. Hopefully you're here from the previous episode where I had to stop the video because we were just a little bit too far away from the end of Rocket Science 3, but we are now only 5% away. We added a little bit more concrete even and discovered we were out of graphite, so I added some more beacons to my graphite setup. And other than that, we've kind of just let the base run for the last 10 minutes or so. Green science is now not the one that's backed up, but it is red. That's new. That just happened in like the last minute. So I wonder what that's all about. Red science. Ah, that's why all the pump 3s were short. So what we could do, mechanical prototype, we could switch about 5 of these. And then that will kind of allow us to mix and match the 2 red science recipes. You know, I always had my inclination believing that maybe this version is too expensive, and it very well might be. It's also possible there's some other reason, you know, my pump 3s are short, because pump 3s require what? Motors, pipes, top-up valves, pump 2s... I have enough motors. It's annoying you can't swap back and forth. Pipe 4s we have enough of. Top-up valves or pump 2s. Pump 2s. You know, and who knows why I don't have very many pump 2s. I don't know if I really want to diagnose all that right now, so we're just going to let this keep rolling with what it can do. Because we're only 4% away from the final research of needing to beat the game. It looks like I'm good on top-up valves, so that's not the problem. I know I said I wasn't going to diagnose it, but here we are looking for pump 2s. Where are pump 2s made? Down there. Okay, so right here, the issue seems to be rubber. And actually, it's just because the requests aren't big enough. I did form these requests based on old assemblers with no large I think we had large beacons, but only the beginning ones with bad modules. So. But I actually am out of rubber as well, so that could be the problem. But hey, now we're at 97, so we're almost there. Now, you might be wondering, what is Krydax going to do next? And I know I've talked about this. I am planning on doing Pionodons, just a full Pionodons run with the new mod, Alternate Energy. The problem is, that isn't quite out yet. It got delayed a little bit, and I also kind of want to give it a week or 2 or 3 before I start, so that some of the balance changes can happen, and there are just more changes to the Pi pack in general, apart from the new mod, that aren't done yet, and they won't come out when AE comes out. So I'm planning on doing Warptorio. That I was thinking about it today, and I thought to myself, what's fun, interesting, different, not just another big mod pack. At some point I do want to play Crastorio too, but that's just another big mod pack that is going to feel similar to kind of all the other main ones. And Warptorio feels pretty different. At least from what I understand, the premise is that you kind of are on a platform, you build some stuff, and there's a exponential amount of pollution that your little platform creates on the planet you're on, and then the biters come attack, and you have to decide, like, should I warp out to a new planet or try to get some more resources, and rinse and repeat. And that sounds pretty fun to me. So we're going to try Warptorio. I am going to have to save some satellites for my probes here in a second. But yeah, K2 is pretty awesome. I liked K2 a lot. It's like Vanilla Plus. Honestly, it almost feels like an expansion pack to Vanilla for me, where it still feels very natural to play. You know, it doesn't feel like there's anything too crazy, but it's also bigger and better. I gotta say, Nullius is maybe one of my favorites now. I think K2 and Nullius maybe they're kind of tied for like the polish. They're very well polished. The nice thing about K2 is it has a bit more original art. I love Nullius a lot, but it uses the Angels art because, you know, I think the mod maker either isn't an artist or didn't have time to do art. And that's something that could improve Nullius a lot, is if it got its own artist to make all of the different sprites. And woohoo! We did it! Our last research that we're going to do. There are a few more in the game, but only a few more. Non-infinite research-wise, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more researches. Plus, well, that's one of the 7. I think there's only 7. So, and none of them are really necessary. I mean, look at this. 3 million astronomical data? No, thank you. I don't want to have to do 3 million. Anyway, we already have 3.8k astro. So we're gonna change this to just 2000 so we don't insert more satellites here. So we can save those up for probes. Okay. So that will hopefully save me some satellites there. So those will stop launching. And now we have to make probes. So probes are made in a large assembler. And we'll go ahead and make them up here. No reason not to. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Probe. They are 400-second crafting time. But that's already 6 a minute right there. So there we go. Okay. And I will take from the same requester chest here. We'll do a request on all those things. And what are we missing? We're missing satellites. Okay. So rocket fuel. How are we doing on rocket fuel? Oh, we're making a lot. Okay. It just needs to catch up. Probably most of these requester chests wanted more, so that had to catch up, but it looks like now we're making some satellites again. So yeah, here we go. Probes are going to be made. And then those will get input into a little provider chest here. And we'll say as long as probe is less than 1. Where are all the satellites going? I assume they're probably going to these other silo request chest areas, but there we go, there's one. Hey, our first probe is being created. That's going to get launched to another planet. That feels so good. Oh, Nullius has been a great journey. I just want to thank any of you who are watching this on YouTube. You've made it through a lot of playtime. And I just appreciate you. The fact that you've watched all these videos, or even some of them. I appreciate that a lot. So just let me know how I can improve. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, and what you want to see next. I mean, I already kind of decided I'm going to do Warptorio and then Pionodons, but in terms of additional videos, you know, I always love to hear what y'all are thinking. Alright, we've got 2 probes. And basically I'm just going to go around and put these in myself, because you can put a probe instead of a satellite. And I only have to do 10 of them, so... Oh my goodness, we're almost there. Can't believe it. I just can't believe it. Look at these things. Antimatter. It's funny that antimatter is a vehicle fuel. So you can burn, you know, the antimatter traps in the nuclear reactors, although they don't give as much power, or at least it's expensive power. But then that gives you a fuel that you can use in like trains or something. Which if I had trains, that's probably what I would use. Alright, we're at 5, 6 probes. Alright, I'm gonna do a wave of launching. So there goes one. I want to watch it. This is satisfying. Goodbye, first replicant of me. There it is, 10%. Okay, let's throw a few more in. There's one. There's one. There's one. There's one. There's one. There we go. That'll be 6. I'm gonna take a picture of this because that's just really satisfying. Okay. So 4 more should do it. Do we have 4 more? We have 3 more. There it is, 4 more. Oh my gosh. I'm ready to win the game. I can't believe it. The journey's almost over. Oh look, and we have 4 rockets ready to go. Oh, we have 5 actually. I guess I could hop on the 5th one. Man. Well, this has been a good ride. Let's finish this out. We'll watch from the sidelines. There they go, my little babies. Something very weird with that art was going on. 90%. Victory! We have victory! 131 hours, 32 minutes. We are taking a picture of that. Boy, oh boy, are we. Man. Well, we did it. We finished Factorio Nullius. Beautiful. So let's just look at some stats. Let's look at some stats here. So in terms of ore, sandstone was by and large my most used. Wow. 22 million, 15 million, 14 million, 14 million. So bauxite and iron are pretty close. Limestone barely ahead. I used a ton of graphite. In fact, if you count boxes, 4 million graphite boxes is 20 million graphite. So I actually used more graphite than ore, if that tells you something. That's insane. Apart from graphites and ores, it looks like silica, which makes sense because that's made from sand, was the next one. And then sodium hydroxide at 3.4 million. Salt, about the same. Gravel pretty high up there. Plastic, 3.1 million. About 3 million iron ingots. A lot of acrylic fiber there, 2 million. Ton of aluminum wire, 2 million. What's interesting is those are boxes, so this isn't adding together the boxed and unboxed versions. 1.7 million lamps, that's hilarious. 1.5 million rubber boxes. 1.2 million logic circuits, that's crazy. Man. Grass seed coming in pretty high at 700,000. Wow. Holy cow. This has been fun. What was my least produced thing? A couple of the remotes, I only made one car and one husbandry remote. 5 water canisters from driving the car around, I think is what that is. I ended up making 11 jetpacks. 13 probes, 13 silos. Sweet. What about fluids? 9.3 billion air. That makes sense. 4.5 billion water. Holy cow. Holy cow. Compressed air. at 2 billion, which is also 8 billion air. Although I guess we needed to make that air to compress it, so. 1 billion nitrogen. Billion is such a huge number. It's crazy to think some people have that many dollars, but we won't go there. Ended up making 97,000 protocells. At the end of the day, I had more protocells than trace gas. That's kind of awesome. And bacteria, we got up to 400,000. So there you have it. 2 million oil. Helium, we got 3.6 million compressed helium. So how much propene? Where's propene? I want to know. So methane, 553 million, but there's also compressed methane at 200 million. So that's like another 800. Propene, 242 million. Okay. That's still a lot. You know, if you think about comparing to items, you basically need 10 times as much propene as you have ore. So if you're mining, you know, which I was probably mining, I don't even know. What was I mining towards the end in terms of sandstone? 15,000 a minute. So that's like 250 a second. Isn't that what that is? So that means I needed about 2,500 propene a second. That's crazy. Look at that, 12,000 yield module ones. Oh man. All right, let's move on to buildings. Most built building is Red Belt at 10,000. Followed closely by Yellow Belt, all of which were deconstructed. Not all of my reds got deconstructed. And then blue, 5.9K. And then grid batteries, which were helpful, but I didn't really use all that many of. And the 1 to 2 perpendicular pipe. Advanced fluid handling to the rescue. Now, I don't know why it has bot 1 and 2, but not bot 3, because I have 15,000 of those in the network right now. So I don't know, maybe built means I have to manually place it, because I didn't manually place those. They were placed automatically by the network. So that was probably it. So power-wise, I ended the game using around 6 to 7 gigawatts. I had 5 of these nuclear setups, each of which could sustain around 1 gigawatt, technically only 900 megawatts, but it could build up some extra power to be used later. So that right there was about 5 gigawatts of my 6 to 7. And is there anything else? Pollution doesn't happen and kills. I've killed some rocks, and that's it. And some fish, apparently. When did I kill fish? I wonder if that was from launching Waterfill on top of fish that already existed. And some trees. Yeah, same thing. So I have killed some biological things. No biters, though. The biters are living happily on their little island of Bitey over here in their little biter forests, where some Factorio engineer is going to land and bring a flamethrower to their face. You know, colonization, as it were. And that's it. That's Nullius. This was my failed electrolyzer backup power. Don't look at that. Man, we did it. It feels good. So, with the utmost meaning, I can truly say, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next series.